Welcome to another episode on my Arduino Mega2560 with electronics and fischertechnik, Mechatronics and the Arduino Uno connected by SPI, serial peripheral interface. And not to forget two fischertechnik motors with propellers. If you've seen my previous videos, you will immediately see a difference. There's a plate under it which is also from fischertechnik, and I intend to build everything statically on it. So things will stay in their respective places. So again, this underground is as yet experimental. Now, one of the things that is still to be improved, one thing, the motor, more particularly this motor, because all these values are from this switch, which is kind of strange because it is a digital switch and all these values are anything but digital. Though if I say alright, I press the switch manually, then everything turns into a higher than 100 value, or should be. But in the meantime, the motor has stopped running since early in the last episode, and I still haven't found out why. Then, point of one of the motors not being working. So attention here. Let me move this one over here and this one over here. So this one works, and this one for some reason does not at all, and hasn't been for some time. So where to start? Well, considering the fact that this is now kind of working, data and select are each other's inverse right here, so well, I assume that that is alright. One of the most important things is, why doesn't this motor work? I replaced two wires, the one to the motor. It is a very thin wire, I admit it, but somehow it should work, and this LED shows that the circuit is working. And I already replaced the transistor in the circuit last time, with no result. I tested the motor with the fischertechnik power controller, which has constant 9 volts, and with a turning knob you can change the pulse width modulation, which showed that this motor is working. And it works the same way like this one and like this one. So the big question is, what's wrong? Anyway, that's for introduction for this episode. Let me now focus on this one and see whatever happens. One first action is to remove this thin blue wire by one of the other wires that has come up from another project. So Now it is connected to plus. However, it still doesn't work. So what I now want to do is to move these two wires to the motor. See whatever happens then. So this motor for now out of order. And it is all right. Yes, seemingly. Ouch. That is not the idea. Nor with the chain. However, I need to be careful, and this obviously works, no doubt about it. So it is clearly coming from the circuit that it does not work, whatever it is. So these are going back into this motor, because these drive the propellers. And then the question is, if this is not working, then I'll have to remove this wire and put it right here. If possible. And I have to be careful. So this one goes right here. And now I need a wire to connect it to the plus. So I'll take this one, put it right here, put in the other one. There it goes again. And that is this wire. And it still does not work. So I of course can connect this one here, but this is this should measure something, and if these measurements are not correct, then I'll have to once again replace the transistor. So let's measure and possibly replace. So multimeter in place, and let me put it to the true value of the scale, 30 volts. So I can always scale down here to see if I measure anything at all. Here goes the plus and here goes the minus, and I barely see anything at all. It is enough for the LED to work, but if I measure here, and I need to do it the other way, then the difference is very clear. So it is now for probably a transistor to replace. And what I also can try, of course, is to be absolutely sure that the wiring is okay. Measure right here at the start of the blue wire, and then measure at the end of this wire, and there it is exactly the same. So in that respect there's no doubt. I'll probably have to replace the transistor again. And let me hope that that's enough to do. I have to bend the wires a bit. No, not bend, straighten, otherwise they won't fit. So it's prepared now, and let's see if everything works from this moment. I'm afraid the answer is still no, it does not. Alright, so when this still does not work, and let me measure again. So I need a voltage measurement here, and I need a measurement at this point, and it is still nothing but problem, unfortunately. So if that's not it, what is it? No doubt that it is coming from here, and I'm giving the output from pin 7. What do I send to pin 7? That's a good question. And log out pin 7. I have to go down in the software, of course. The maximum value. If I look here at the same things, what do I write the motor with? Drive the motor with? Out pin 7, 5, etc. Output value 1. What is output value 1? That's a good question. I have to study the output of this one, but it is a sensor map. Sensor value from this one. So I probably would be wise to do a similar thing. This is for an LED, and here I address it straight. So would that matter? Could very well be. So if I make the same idea here and here, let's just see how that works out. Although it did work before. But it can't hurt. I cannot do it exactly the same because output value 1 is a map from sensor value and then maximum and half, but sensor value in itself is a reading from analog in pin, and that is something I do not have on the Uno yet. So I just create a value, and I will just say value. Oops, I'll have to make an int in this case, and I say value for motor, and I'll make it whatever value. Then here I will put like let's see, that is then sensor value, value for motor. So I say output. Oh, I'll have to declare output value as well, of course. And what is output value 1 here? It is an int, which is correct, which is nice. Int output value. Going back, and I say output value is value is map, and then analogous to what I have here. So that will be value for motor, and then say 0, 1023, 0 and 255. Do I have any mistakes here? No, not really. Or really not, whatever. The only difference is that I will now have to change this line. Copy into this, and let's then see what happens. This is all alright. Go. Yeah. Typing mistake. Done uploading. But there's no difference at all in what it is doing. So here and here, well, the SPI works, yep, but this motor is still not doing anything. So what if I say, alright, what is output value anyway? Serial print output value is and this has to be then a print line. Alright, serial monitor 61. Isn't that low? That is very low, I think. So if I make this 1023, then what? 255, then it's only 255. So if I double this to 248, $510. 510. So whatever these values are right here, they won't be that high. So I probably have to think again about values. And find out what the actual value is here. Good point. Alright, so here I will now say serial.print and then output value 1 is print line, oops, and then print line, and then I will know what the actual value is, and therefore I have to change to Mega2560 and the port as well, upload, and then a very question is what will I see? If anything. $188. Go figure. So this motor on pin 2 and pin 4 and pin 6 and pin 13 are all right now being sent with a value of 188. Something quite different compared to 2048. Wow. I didn't expect that. 188, 187, 189. So this one, this, here, here, very low value. Going back here. Wait a second. How is this set? Okay, yeah. How is this one? Port Uno. Port Uno. Serial monitor. $510. Way higher. So if I bring this back to 1023, everything is set correct. Yes. Upload. Output value 255, still higher than the 188. So if I bring this back to whatever, 512, you're kidding me. Not responding. So I have to power off and power on, power cycle on both, I'm afraid. Why is this happening? Anyway, a very low value, and that is what makes the motor run. Alright. But first a power cycle for some reason. Alright, last part of this episode. I of course had also to redo the change ownership of the TTY ACM devices, which are actually the boards. So alright, once again, Uno and Uno, yes, now it's working. Serial monitor. Alright, now the output value says 127. It is lower than the 188, so where is my value? Right here. So with the output value, I keep it at, well, the former was too high, this was like this, so let me say 800. See whatever happens. 199, no. Oh, yes, 199. I'm very close. But, despite being close in value, it doesn't run. This works, but this is SPI, serial peripheral interface, and I need this motor to run for SPI to finally signal something and then do something back. Now that is not yet working. So now I replaced wire, I replaced transistor. What more can I do? To be honest, I have no idea. It is not the mechanics, because I connected this to these two wires from this motor, and it worked. So what is different? Apart from a value being read by these two potmeters, long time back setup, I mean, this is episode 65, go figure. But what I still don't get is last episode it worked and then it suddenly stopped. But why? Do I need a different port? No, because the LED works. It maybe that is going wrong somehow. On the other hand, I doubt it. Why would it? Very good question. Or should I put another potmeter in here, lead it through the Uno, and have the exact same situation, so I can control the speed of everything on here as well. That is a good idea, but that is for next time. For now, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Give thumbs up, like the video, follow me on Twitter, retweet and like, and follow me on Instagram and like, and you may also leave comments, etc. Please donate to keep the videos coming your way, and to maintain the website. For more information, please see my website. And this is obviously going to be continued. Bye bye.